What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 300 Club podcast. My name is Gilbert. I got my co-host Kelvin right here. And this episode's gonna be a little different, a little fun one, as we discussed in the last episode. We're trying to dive into the City Connect jerseys. 28 all teams already have the jerseys, including the Dodgers getting their second City Connect jerseys. So it should be a fun one, and how you feel about that, Kelvin?
I'm excited. I'm excited. So, as promised, we wanted to go ahead and, think a little bit outside the box. We wanted to share a couple of our opinions on a couple of the City Connect jerseys, as well as the season progress. We will continue to share a lot of our different opinions, and we wanted to do something special for episode 10.
Yeah,
Episode 10, we officially in double digits. So,
yeah.
I'm super excited for this episode, and let's get right into it. So,
Let's get it. I'm gonna share my screen right now. Okay, you can see my screen on your end?
yep, I can see it.
Perfect.
And again, I just want to remind everybody that as we go ahead and do our 10th episode here, please make sure that you guys like, subscribe. We follow us on all of our social media platforms. We're on TikTok, on X, on Instagram, YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to us. The link will be down in the description. The 300 Club podcast, man. So please support us as we try to, have our content grow. And, we thank you so much for tuning in.
For sure. And then again, feedback is welcome. If you have any questions, you can DM us, hit us up on our emails or any other places we have our platforms. As we dive in, I have it here separated by some categories. We got S as in nailed it. That's like the best jerseys. The A category is a hit, jerseys that are good looking jerseys. The B list is solid jerseys. The C list is the mid jerseys. And the D jerseys is a complete miss. They just
I
miss.
love that. I love the way you did that. Good job, bro. It looks really good.
Yeah, and then I did the color by color, so we can dive in.
Yeah.
And here I have again 29 jerseys because again the Dodgers got their second City Connect jerseys, and we'll go right in. So let's start with the Braves, bro.
On the
The
Braves.
Braves, how you feel about the jerseys?
I like the Braves. I like the Braves uniform. I think it was very common. I think that they already have a throwback uniform that's similar to it, but I do think that it pays homage to the Big A. I like the color scheme. I like that it pays homage to, like the Hank Aaron days and stuff like that. So I'm a big fan of the jerseys. I like it. I think it looks very clean, very simple. I will say, side note, I don't like their stadium. So
Ooh,
I'm gonna say that. And the reason why I don't like Truist Park is just because I feel like there's nothing in that park that stands out. But we're not talking about the stadium. Stay tuned in for another episode. But in terms of the jerseys, I like them. I think they were clean. I think they were clean. How about you?
I do think I agree with you. It's an homage to a previous throwback jersey they have. I believe Hank Aaron played in those type of jerseys. So I think it's a nod to their history. So I like them. I don't. They're not my favorite, but I also don't dislike them. I like them. To
Right?
keep the tradition alive. And you brought up another point with the stadiums. I think we can do that in the future. A little breakdown like this, ranking the stadiums.
Yeah.
It could be interactive too for the fans.
Yeah, and I do want to warn you guys, a lot of my takes on the jerseys, a lot of it actually has to do with the stadium. And I'm gonna tie it all together. I do feel like some of these jerseys would look better if the MLB team actually redesign their home field a little bit, whether it's changing the colors of their walls and so on, and to aesthetically combine it all into, make it very themed. If you look at the NBA, a lot of teams have multiple different versions of courts, and I wish that
Yeah.
the MLB did the same thing with their field.
That's
So
a great point, bro. I feel like now that you brought that up with the NBA, maybe if the MLB incorporated that, like the walls, the seating, maybe, or like the pads, like the color scheme of the stadium, I think it will help some of these jerseys that are like on the bottom tier of the list, maybe pop out even more. That's
big
like the little.
time.
I agree with
Exactly.
that. I agree with that.
Where would you grade the Atlanta Braves uniform on the list?
I think they go to the solid section. What do you think, bro?
Same. I say solid, and the reason why I think it's solid is because there's nothing in that jersey that I feel like is very, very different,
Yeah.
but they did a solid job. So with that being
Yeah,
said, I think that the solid category is pretty good for them.
for sure.
Who
Now,
we have
next
next on the list?
we have the Twins. They released the new jerseys about a week or two ago.
Yeah, I like those.
Is a representation of the 10,000 lakes that they have. I like the for some reason for them, I like the blue. I feel like it pops out really nice. There's a detail on the jersey itself that it shows like the watermarks too, so that's pretty cool. Um, how you feel about these jerseys?
I love it. I think it looks clean. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first saw it, I wasn't a big fan of the fitted. I'm gonna be honest. But I did like how it came together very, very nicely. In general, the Minnesota Twins to me got one of the top three uniforms in the entire league.
Like
And I
the
have to
regular
throw,
rotation, right? Of uniform,
yeah, their rotation
the rebrand
is
too.
nailed it. Yeah, the rebrand and everything. They add a little bit of off white. I will say I'm not liking the fact that with MLB uniforms, the color scheme of navy blue and red is extremely common amongst these teams.
Yeah, bro.
But I think that this color scheme that they created with the Twins is something different from their norm. I think it looks nice. I think it looks nice in their home stadium, which again is where I'm pretty much putting all my opinions on. I just think it was clean. I think it was clean. How about you?
It's clean. My only knock on them is that me personally, I mean, you're a Yankee fan, so you're used to this, but I'm not a big fan of like a chess logo only. Like I like words to be
Oh,
in the jersey, so
I
that's my
like that too. Good
the
take.
jersey. Um, well, hey, they everything besides that, I think they nailed it, and I wouldn't say it's in the nailed it category, but I think it's probably a hit. What do you think?
I think it's a hit. I think it's a hit. I mean, honestly speaking, they're probably not the most successful franchises, but
Yeah.
their jerseys are very clean, and that alone is going to bring you revenue. So, I like that. I think a hit is a good place to put them.
And on top of the jerseys that you mentioned that they have, I think my favorite one from their rotation is the one that says Twin Cities. That it's like a creamish off white jersey.
I love that one.
That
Yeah,
one is fire, bro.
that one's very very clean. I feel like it just looks good on like the picture. I forgot his name. I can't think of it right now. Pablo Sanchez, is it?
Pablo Lopez.
Pablo Lopez. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Javier Lopez. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I feel like it looks good on him. I feel like it looks good on Carlos Correa, Royce Lewis. I mean, the dude is a
Ooh.
beast. I think that looks really, really clean. It's just one of those uniforms that I think it looks clean on a lot of players. And there's a lot of uniforms out there that don't look good on some players. I think we could all agree, but you can't go wrong with the flavors that the Twins got right now. I will say that let's say if the MLB were to create a rule where teams that use the red and navy blue colorway, in my personal opinion, I think that the Twins are the ones that need to keep it. But the other
Mhm.
teams like the Red Sox, the Cardinals are somewhat a little bit navy blue and red, and so on. I think they need to switch up their color scheme. But I think the Twins should keep it.
Now that you say that, I think there needs to be a little bit wider range of colors in baseball.
I
Like,
agree.
I don't see a team that has a pink jersey. Whereas in basketball, that can happen. You know what I mean? And it looks pretty good.
Exactly.
It
And
doesn't
if you
have
think
to be. It doesn't have to be a mainstream jersey, but it could be like a weekend jersey or something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in general, I feel like MLB should do a rebrand in terms of like what their logos are, and the uniform should be. To be honest with you, like the logos, like I said, they follow the same color schemes. It's very, very common that you see red and navy blue. Even if it's like a lot of red and a little bit of navy blue, it's still the same color scheme. Like if you look at MLB The Show, for example, all of these teams like primary, secondary colors is the same thing. In NBA, you have like the Lakers, that's purple and yellow. You would not think that that color scheme goes, but there is one. And baseball, I don't even think you have like a white and green team. You have green and yellow, but like something like comparison to the Celtics, for example, like we don't really have those sorts of schemes. You
Probably
think a little
Oakland.
bit
Oakland probably the closest to that.
yeah, they're probably the closest, but still slightly different. Like it's a very big difference between like green and yellow and then green and white. It's like two totally
Yeah.
different patterns. But I do feel like they need to expand their flavors a little bit, which again, I think the City Connect jerseys are aiming to do that and add a little bit of different flavor. But to the point, like I said, I mean, the Twins nailed it with this one.
And as you can see too, like a lot of these City Connect jerseys, like a lot of them have blue. So it's like
Yeah,
it's a little repetitive for the consumer.
I agree. I agree. Who's
Uh,
next on the list?
your favorite jerseys, bro.
He's teasing me because my softball team, shout out to Brew Crew. This is the jersey that we rock on Sunday. So I'm gonna lead it off. You don't get me in trouble. I hate these jerseys, bro. I
I
don't
uh
like them.
I think they look better on your softball team because it's unique to like in a softball world. I feel like that jersey is unique. Like not many teams are willing to even like go that way or that route with the color schemes. But
Yeah.
for baseball, I feel like it was a bit lazy. The hat, I hate the hat, bro. The logo with the make, I hate it, bro.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
The
Here's
powder
my
blue, the powder blue I like, but I don't know. I'm not really convinced with the jersey.
you know what this jersey reminds me of? For the viewers, go ahead and write it in the comments. What does this jersey remind you of? I feel like you know what I'm about to say.
What?
It reminds me of the Denver Nuggets.
I can see
It's
that.
the it's the it's the baby blue and yellow for me.
Yeah, I
Um,
can see that.
yeah, and I don't think it's hideous. I don't think it's awful. I don't think it's a hit.
I think it's a
Um,
mid.
I think it's a mid. I think they could have done a lot. I think they could have done a lot better with this one, honestly speaking.
Honestly, they could have went gold too. A throwback to their jersey in the 2000s with the gold jersey. Remember?
So clean. That jersey was so clean. We're talking about the Prince Fielder Ryan Braun days, like that wheat
Yeah,
color
yeah.
uniform. I love that uniform,
Could have
bro.
went that route. I feel. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's different. It's a little bit like an off-white at the time where that wasn't really utilized like that, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
But I feel like if they were to create a secondary jersey, it could definitely something closer to that. So I agree. I definitely agree. The other thing that kind of confuses me is like you have the Milwaukee Bucks. I know we're comparing like NBA and MLB, but if I'm not mistaken, I think the colors that represent like Milwaukee is like navy blue or something like that. Because I know the Milwaukee Bucks have like a green and navy blue jersey or something like that.
They have
So I'm
green. They
curious to
have blue. Yeah.
yeah, so I
Purple.
think I would have I would have wanted to see like a little bit of a revamp, something a little bit more different when it comes down to, the Brew Crew. So that's my opinion. So I'm glad we agreed that it falls in the mid category.
Yeah. Next, we got the Phillies jerseys, one of the new jerseys of this season currently. They got a what somewhat of like a royal to navy blue pattern with yellow piping, with the word Philly in front, and they got I believe is the bell in the hat. How do you feel
Yeah.
about
I think the design of the uniform is good. The design, like how the words look, the
the display?
pattern,
Display,
how
yeah.
everything blends. I love the overlay of the uniform. I'm not really quite understanding of the colors, but to
Mhm.
my point, to me, this falls in the mid to solid category because this jersey to me looks absolutely hideous at home. And it
Oh,
has,
because they fully red. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah, exactly. Like the Phillies original uniform when they wear that red pinstripe, even the off-white with the blue and the red, it looks really good at Citizens Bank Park. It looks so good, man.
Yeah.
Very themed out. But for some reason, this uniform in their home ballpark, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, I like the design of the jerseys. Another reason why I think it might be a little bit mid for me, you could go ahead and disagree, is because I feel like a lot of the patterns are a little bit repetitive. Like if you compare this to the Detroit one, which we're gonna get into, very, very similar color schemes. I would have liked for them to have done a little bit different. Um, a little, maybe I'm a little biased with it. And shout out to all the Philly fans. I got no hate against the Phillies. I love the Phillies. Um, but like I said, it's just one of those jerseys where I feel like it just doesn't look good at home.
Yeah, I did see a mock of the same jersey, but with a red undertone. So where you see the light blue in the top, it was red, and then it'll go down to like dark. I think that would be a better route, only because again it matches with the stadium. But I also wouldn't have minded if they would have went with like an orange or something too. So
Yeah, or yeah, something different like that. So where do you put this? I admit that I'm putting it in the solid to mid category.
I agree, solid to mid. I'm there too.
So if you, I'll say solid because the design is not that bad.
I'll put yeah. There's definitely worse designs. I feel.
Yeah, yeah, barely, but it's there. It's
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Then we got the New York Mets.
The New York Mets,
They look a little better on TV, I would say.
they look better on TV.
The stadium is a little revamped to their colors a little bit, like with the purple like linings and stuff,
Yeah.
tokens
Um,
stuff.
I like paying the homage to the Queensbridge. I like that.
And the hat is phenomenal. I feel, and the helmets too. Like I said before, I'm not the biggest fan of the three letter just like that plain on the jersey, and then like a gray jersey with white pants. I feel like they could have went more with purple. They wanted to incorporate purple. Maybe the jersey should have been purple, or maybe the pinstripe should have been thicker and more purple, to
Ooh, I
have
like that.
like I don't know. They should
Uh,
have went all the way. I feel though.
I do like the font that they used. I think
Really?
the fonts are really good. I think that paid a lot of homage to like, New York feel. I love
Yeah.
the hat. The hat alone to me, I'm gonna put this in the hit category for me personally because I love the fitted. I love the fitted. I think it
Yeah, I
looks
think
very clean.
yeah.
I think that a lot of New York designers could go ahead and revamp that into something of their own. I think it has a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
And I just love the fact that the Mets got a City Connect uniform, and I'm a Yankee fan. But the Yankees are not looking like they're gonna have one anytime soon. So I just love the fact that the Mets ended up having one, and I think it looks super clean. Why not?
Yeah, I agree. I don't love it, but I think over time it'll be looked as a hit. The pants is really dope though. They have that purple piping too on the side. Uh,
Yeah, it's small details, but very nice. Very nice. I
they
agree
do
with
have a
that.
lot of small details. That's the good thing about the jerseys for sure.
Yeah,
And
same.
I got one of the first City Connect jerseys in the Washington Nationals, including the cherry blossoms of DC. How you feel about these?
Uh, I like them. I think they're different. Wearing pink in men's sports is something that's very, very different. I think it should be something a little bit more common, if you ask for my opinion. Like, I think you can mix pink with a lot of different colors. Like if you look at my hat now, like it has let me show it to the audience. Like it's a pink brim,
Uh,
and I think that's cool. I think it adds to different skin tones and stuff like that. I think it looks very clean. I think the cherry blossom thing goes very good with the Washington D.C. as a state. Um, I think it was a really good design, to be honest with you. I think that they really started off the City Connecting on the right track, and this was one of the jerseys that I feel like made us anticipate much more excitement towards City Connect jerseys. I like it. I think it's clean. I love the design on it. I like that there's hints of cherry blossom, like the design itself within the gray. I think it blends with their uniform, not so bad. Um, I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it's. I'm gonna say it's a hit. I like it. I like it.
you think you would say it's a hit?
I think so. Yeah, I think because it's very different. Like I said, they were brave enough to add cherry blossoms onto a men's jersey.
Yeah,
And it's very different from the red, white, and blue that they typically wear, or the red, white, and navy blue.
yeah.
So for that alone, I gotta give credit to at least being original and really tying it to the city. I give props to that. They tried it.
I feel like that's one of the ones that is mostly tied into their own city and representation. As you can see, even side by side, like the Mets and the Nationals kind of went similar directions in terms of like a gray top with a white bottom in the pants. The only thing that I would think will make the jersey even better for the Nationals is if they reverse the colors, like where the grays at make it pink, and maybe where the letters and the blossoms maybe gray. Maybe like again, take your risk, you know. But
Take your risks, exactly.
other than that, I like them. I like them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And then next we got the Miami Marlins. I
I
think personally,
yeah, I want to hear your take on it first. Go ahead.
this is probably the best City Connect jersey, and I say that because it played so well with the Cuban heritage in Miami. Uh,
Yeah.
like the blend of like red and then like baby blue as well with the white pants. I feel like the jerseys pop out really well in person, in TV, everything. I feel like me personally, I think they nailed this one for sure. What do you
Uh,
think?
I think this is gonna be the first one that we actually disagree with.
Wow. Okay.
I hate this jersey.
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
the reason why I hate this jersey is because I understand that they're paying homage to a lot of Cuban Americans that live in Miami. I think it was very different. I think it ties to the community very well. Um, I just feel like this uniform belongs in the World Baseball Classic versus MLB game. I love my. If I wasn't a Yankee fan, this is for those that don't know. A lot of y'all don't know this. If I was not a Yankee fan, I'd be a Miami Marlin fan. I have a lot of ties to Miami, so that's why I would have
Really?
had rooted for them. Yeah. Fun fact. I think you can never go wrong with the Miami Vice color scheme. The pink with the blue and the black. I think that could have looked really clean in Lone Depot Park.
Yo,
I
not
think
gonna
that would
lie.
have looked really nice. Imagine if they didn't want to do the black because it's so hot in Miami and I know they're indoors, but nonetheless, nobody's gonna want to wear a black jersey on the street. But if you had like a white jersey with hints of teal and silver and pink, and that would look really, really clean. And I think it would have looked really. Another thing I don't like to fit it.
Huh.
If you would have changed the fit it to more of like that Florida Marlins hat and mess around with the colors, like make it like that Miami Vice color, I think it would have looked better. So to wrap this up, I'm not a fan of the Miami Marlins uniform. I understand why you feel the way that you do. I think it ties to the community very well. I just feel like it belongs in a WBC or maybe like a themed type night, like we talked about celebratory games. I don't think it should be a City Connect. That's my opinion.
Now that you bring the points up, I do think that they could have went the Vice City routes. Like again, we bringing up the NBA, but how the Miami Heat did that Vice City series of jerseys for 4 years straight with the powder baby blue, with the pink, with the white. That's a lot of opportunity they could have done there. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right. I guess if you feel so if it was up to
Okay.
you, where would you classify this jersey if it was up to you?
Mid. I don't want to say awful because I get it.
Okay.
I don't like the hat, dude. It's the hat is what's really bothering me. I really don't like the hat. I think it looks like a teddy bear. I don't know. It's just
So
I don't like it.
we're gonna put it in the solid section.
We could put it in a solid, yeah, because I know you really like it, so it could save it solid. What's the next one on the list here? Which
At the
one's this one?
Cardinals, the Lou.
How do you feel about that one?
At a
Hot
quick
take.
glance, I feel like the jersey looks really nice from a distance, like at a quick glance. I just feel like it was a bit lazy because it still has the typical Cardinals logo with the two birds and the bat across. Like they didn't really take that many risks. They just changed the words from Cardinals or San Luis to the Lou. You know what I mean? The hat is pretty basic. It says STL and it's a red fitted hat. I don't know. I feel like this is borderline mid to awful in my opinion. The
Um,
the red looks really nice itself,
it
but
pops, yeah.
the design was very lazy in my opinion.
This is one of these designs where like it looks really good in the stadium because as you know, the St. Louis Cardinals, they're predominantly a red team. Um, I'm gonna put this in the awful category. I'm not afraid to say it. And the reason why I say it is because it's not original. It's something that they've already done before. I feel like I've seen this pattern before in a different variant of the St. Louis Cardinals. I feel like they could have tied it better to the city, whether it's either having like powder blue jerseys. I think that would have looked really good and different, paying homage to the old but still revamp it to the new. I feel like they probably could have done something with the actual cardinal bird itself. I think that would have looked really cool.
The
Um,
fish or something maybe.
right, maybe add a little bit more yellow since it's so subtle on the jersey. Maybe that could have been a staple of this uniform.
Yeah.
I just look at this uniform as like a basic alternate red color uniform.
Yeah.
It's an alternate. It's not a City Connect. To me, it's an
Yeah,
alternate.
that's how I
And
feel.
and being that this is a City Connect and it looks like an alternate, I'm putting it in the awful category, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They dropped the ball there for sure.
All right. All right. We got one of my most hated City Connect jerseys coming up next.
Oh, the
Oh.
Pirates, the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm not a big fan of them. I feel like when I first heard they was getting a jersey, I was kind of excited because I feel like traditionally looking at the Pirates logo and the jerseys, I feel like they have classic jerseys and it's a classic brand. And I feel like again, the same thing we just said about the Cardinals can be said about the Pirates. Like it looks like an alternate. They didn't change anything. They already have a yellow jersey with black pants. They've done that before, in the 70s and 80s. And they just changed the words from Pittsburgh or Pirates to PGH. So I don't know. It's a bit lazy again, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. You could go. I don't even want to spend too much time on this jersey because I think it's ass. It sucks. It's very basic. I hate when they have three big letters or two big letters on the jersey like that. I hate that. That looks very hideous.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's not original. I feel like one thing that they could have done is maybe utilize the old Pirates logo with the pirate, add a little bit of red to it. I mean, you guys are the Pirates, you know. The city is historically no ties to pirates or anything like that, but historically it's a very successful city. Um, they're one of the few cities that their football team and their baseball team are actually the same colors. Um, I just feel like they could have done a lot better with that. I think they could have paid better homage to the city. Maybe they could have highlighted. I mean, the bridge is literally in Settle Field, and that is a beautiful bridge to highlight. And I don't see any of that on the jersey. Instead, it looks like a whole bunch of honeycombs on it,
Yeah,
and it's a
literally.
yellow jersey.
Literally,
And
yeah.
I don't want to spend too much time on it because coming up next is actually one of my favorite jerseys,
At the
the
Cincinnati
Cincinnati
Reds.
Reds. Yep.
I think I think they nailed it with this one, bro.
Yeah, same. Put it up there. Go ahead. Waste no
I think
time.
I
Nailed
think they
it.
nailed it. I feel like yeah, it does play into their colorways, the black and red. But again, like the font of Cincy is much different than their jerseys. The jerseys typically got like a patch here, so they actually went across with the word. And it looks good on Ellie De La Cruz too. So I just love the jerseys and I love the colorway of the numbers too.
I agree. I agree. I love the jerseys. I think it looks very clean. Very, very simple, with the black and red. But there's no other team doing that.
Nah,
Think about it. There's really no other team that's doing colors like that. I think it looks well, whether it's home or away. I think it looks great on the players. It's nothing different. It's nothing out of the ordinary. But historically, in my personal opinion, I think the Cincinnati Reds have had phenomenal jerseys in the past, whether it's the short sleeve versions of them, back to the Ken Griffey Jr. days, even before that. I love the jersey, man. I don't think anything else needs to be said. I think it's flawless. I think they absolutely nailed it.
and I love that they went with black pants too.
Yeah, same. I think that if you would have gone with white, it would have killed it. But I'm a big fan of same color jersey, same color bottom.
Me
How do you
too.
feel about that?
I agree, and the reason why it's good that you bring that up because some of these City Connect jerseys, if you really notice, like this Dodgers, the first Dodgers jersey, they changed it and they went with white pants after the first year. I guess they regretted that look or something. It was too tacky. I feel like they should have just ran with it with the same pant and jerseys.
Yeah,
I
I
believe the
love it.
D-backs, I believe the D-backs also went with white pants and the Rockies as well. So
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
love that. Um, I feel as though like that should be something a little bit more common when it comes to a baseball. I feel like it just makes it look very, very clean. I'm tired of road grays. I don't know about you. I'm tired of them.
They get a little played out. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
I like when teams wear more color on the road sometimes. So why not? You know.
exactly. Or like honestly, if you're gonna be rocking road grays, they're so plain. Slap a logo on them. Fuck it. Like honestly, make it look a little bit more cool if that's the case. But I don't know. Road grays, I'm tired of them. I like the black pants. Yeah.
Then we got the Wrigleyville Chicago Cubs jersey, paying homage to the neighborhood in Chicago. When I first saw these jerseys, I really liked them. I
Ooh,
like,
what about now?
huh?
You said that you when you first saw them, you
But
liked them.
yes, when I first heard that we're getting a jersey and I saw the display, I liked them. I like
Yeah.
the C on the hat is a little different to the traditional logo. Wrigleyville is drastically different in a jersey for them because the Cubs are historically plain pinstripes with the C logo on the side, and Chicago on the road a plain gray. They don't really have that many alternates besides like a blue that they'll occasionally wear.
Hmm.
The only reason I say is mid to solid to mid is only because it's different than what they ever had in their history. What do you
I
think?
agree. I agree. I agree with everything you said. I feel like you nailed it. I do think that's more of a mid to solid category. Um, I don't think that it looks good in Wrigley Field, being that Wrigley Field is just like an old-ish ballpark.
Yeah.
I do like the design. I do like the way they put Wrigleyville on it. My only pushback is that it's very similar to Kansas City Royals uniform. And when you have two teams that is um in the Central, one is in the AL and the other one's in the NL. I would have liked for it to have been a little bit different. Like I'm always confusing this one for the Kansas City Royals one.
Wow.
Um, so that's the only reason why I wish they came up across, made it a little bit different. Um, I do like the fact that they went with a more futuristic style.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the mid category though. Nothing of this jersey stands out to me enough to be like, wow, you
Yeah.
know. I agree.
And then we have the Dodgers first City Connect jerseys. How do you feel about these? They had it seems like a really royal to darkish blue, with dark tints at the end of the sleeves. The hat I think was a massive fail. I think, yeah, actually I think this is a very mid jersey, bro, because they only
Same.
replaced it with Los Dodgers in blue. You know what I mean? Like, damn, that's all you can do for the city of LA. I feel like that's a lot that you can go off for city in LA.
You could definitely do a
Over
lot. Yeah.
Or the district, the Hollywood, something, bro. I don't know.
All right.
What do you think?
I don't love them. I don't hate them. But fuck the Dodgers. So put them in the mid category.
What about their
No.
new birthday cake confetti jersey that they just got?
I used to work for Nike, and we used to have this process. We used to send a lot of used material to a factory so we can reuse the same material. A lot of the material it would come out to be like this splattered pattern.
Yeah,
And that's what this jersey reminds me of is all of the recycled material that we sent out to regrind when I used to work for Nike. it looks as though that same material that generated, they applied it to this jersey. I don't like it. I think it looks very ugly on all the players. I like the blue one, the one that we showed previously, and I'm not a fan of this one. I feel like this one looks cheap.
I
And to
think
your
they
point,
failed,
yeah,
bro. I think they
mm,
failed this one for sure.
yeah, and to your point, like I think with the so many cultures in Los Angeles, I feel like you could have done a lot more. And I feel like that just did not that it was a disappointing one. The blue one is not that bad because it has that spray painting thing, but like I said, fuck the Dodgers.
Next, we're gonna go back to damn, this is one of my favorite jerseys, the San Diego Padres. Man, every time they wear these jerseys and the way the players wear the accessories with the cleats, the armbands, the sleeve, bro, this is a hit for me, bro. The hat is phenomenal, the helmet is phenomenal, the two-tone sleeves. I've never seen that in a baseball jersey. So for them to have one color on one sleeve, on another, I love it, man. I love it. I love
I
it.
agree. This is actually one of the first jerseys that they came out like first year jerseys type of thing. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real honest. I did not like the San Diego Padres uniform. I did not like it. But I'm personally a person that is not really a color guy. So to me, this was a lot of color. But as I saw these players wear it, it grew on me a little bit, and I liked it. It definitely grew on. It was definitely one of those jerseys that grew on me. So I'm gonna say it was a hit. Honestly, you might say that they nailed it because it does tie well to the San Diego Padres culture, and not too bad with the stadium either.
Hey man, like you see that color scheme could have worked for the Dodgers if they wanted to represent the Mexican heritage, maybe, you know?
Yeah, or yeah, exactly. They could have
The
done so many
Padres,
different colors, man.
the Padres beat them to it. Then we have
Yeah,
the Diamondbacks, the cream Serpientes jersey. I like these jerseys, man.
I love these jerseys. I love them.
And it's really dope how what's his name? The Ace? The
It's
Ace.
Zach Gallen.
I love when he pitches, he wears like a snakeskin belt. So it pops out really well with the jersey.
Like a Cobra belt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think they nailed it with this
I
one.
think they nailed it. I agree. We do have to speed it up a little bit. But I agree with these jerseys. I think they're fire. I think they pay homage to the Diamondbacks more than they actually do
Desert.
to Arizona or the desert, more or less. I'm sorry, I actually take that back. They tie it well to the desert. You're absolutely
Everything.
right on that.
Yeah.
They beautiful, beautiful color scheme. Um, I can't go wrong with it. I think that the way they accessorize it with the reptile snakeskin belts, I think it's phenomenal. These are one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie. Even the font with the numbers look very snake-ish.
Yeah, I like it. The
I
Venom.
love I love the details behind it. I think it looks phenomenal in Chase Field. Like it just goes, bro. Love that jersey.
Then we got the Giants, the San
Hate
Francisco.
it.
I hate these jerseys. I think
Trash.
the only thing that I give them props to is the hat. I think the hat is really dope, the orange hat. But other than that, and it was cool to try to incorporate the bridge with the fade out in the G, but it's just too plain of a jersey, in my opinion. We can
Yeah,
move.
too plain of a jersey. I don't like the white being at home. I'm so used to seeing the Giants with like that cream color home uniform. I think they were like the longest ones to remain doing that. So
Yeah,
for them to throw on the white is a little bit different. Um, I it's weird because orange is part of their uniform, but it doesn't really look good in their ballpark. It's very plain Jane. I feel like they could have done a little bit better. I'm curious to know that if they were to create another jersey for the Giants, how it would look like. Because I
yeah.
feel like you can get creative. But this was a miss. This was awful.
You got the Rockies up next, the green. How you feel about it? The green with the white.
I love it. It's not one of my favorites, but I do love the fact that they pay homage to the city.
Yeah.
I think that having white shoulders and then green from the chest below, I think
I,
that looks really, really clean. I think that's a very unique design. I think it looks phenomenal in Coors Field. Pay homage to the city. I would agree. I think a hit was probably the best place to put them.
think it's a hit. I like the hat logo as well.
Yeah.
Then we got the Baltimore Orioles. I like their logo. I like the designs on the sleeve. I can tell you that.
I
And I
like the
like
design of the sleeves. Yeah.
I like the font of Baltimore and I like the hat, but I feel like it's again a plain jersey and they didn't do too much. I feel. What do you think?
I think it's a little bit plain. I agree with you on that. I can't help but look at this jersey, and for some reason, my mind goes to Baltimore Ravens, and I don't know why because it doesn't have a hint of purple, but I think it has to do with the colored sleeve.
Yeah,
Um, so I can understand how this pays homage to Baltimore. I don't think it's an ugly jersey. I think it looks very clean. I'm gonna say this is either solid to mid, and if I was to put it in a category, because I am a fan of black, I'm gonna say it's solid. But if you want to go ahead and put them in mid, I won't disagree with you either.
Then we got the Boston Red Sox. One of the things that I would say, I think they took the most risk in terms of doing the City Connects,
That's a good point.
and it plays really well to their like actual flag of the city of Boston. That's the only thing I would say. The tacky thing is again to the stadium factor that you said the stadium is fully green, but I don't think it's a horrible jersey personally.
I don't think the design is bad. I think the color scheme is pay homages to the the Boston Marathon and stuff like that. But to the point, I know I'm a Yankee fan. He's a New York Met fan. We're not trying to disrespect the Red Sox here, but this jersey looks absolutely hideous in Fenway Park. And you can say what you
Yeah.
want, but it's just way too many colors for that park. This is one of those things where I wish that they can kind of revamp Fenway Park in a way when they want to wear these jerseys. I
I,
think that if they were to mess with the color scheme, whether it's change the color of the green monster or whatever the case is, whatever, I think it would make the stadium look really, really nice, but that's not gonna happen with the situation. So that's my take on it.
then we have the Double Rays. Sorry, the Tampa Bay Rays. I don't really love these jerseys. I feel like it's really hard
Oh,
to make
really?
see the logo from a distance, especially the players are sliding on dirt. It's really hard to see the logo. The gray, I'm not a big fan. The jerseys look very hot if you wear them. I don't know. What do you think, though?
Um,
They did take a risk, though. I'll give them that.
they took a risk. There's not a lot going on in Tampa. I'm gonna be honest. It's just yeah, I'm gonna put them in the mid category. I feel like there was nothing out of this jersey that really wowed me. I did like the fact that they added a little bit of like the green onto it, a little a different aqua color. I feel like this was good for an away jersey. Let them know that the Devil Rays are in town type of feel. I feel like this wouldn't really look good in Tropicana Field. Um, I don't really understand the skateboard thing. Maybe there's a lot of skaters in Tampa. I don't know. But there was nothing out of this jersey that either I would want to rock with a fit or honestly, where I feel like they can probably remix a little bit. That's my personal opinion.
Then we got the Blue Jays, one of the jerseys for this year. I personally like them. The only complaint is that the letters and the logos might be a little difficult to see, just like the Rays, like if you slide on dirt. But up close, man, these jerseys are phenomenal. They tied in with the Toronto vibe, with the CN Tower. I like the color schemes. They tied it with the color in the jersey and the pants. I think they played it really well. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they did really, really well. I think this looks good in the stadium. I could definitely rock this with a fit. I do agree. I think that the lettering on that could have been a little bit brighter, a little bit easier for the see, because you tend to wear numbers because you need to wait for people to recognize you. So I think it was clean.
Then we got the Guardians. I at first didn't like them. I felt like they were lazy because again, three-letter words. But man, the color scheme of these jerseys are phenomenal. They tie into the Guardians so lovely. I think this is nailed it. Like
I
despite
agree.
I think despite the three-letter words on the jersey, I think they nailed it. They played the two-tone with the hat, the side piping with two stripes on the pants and the jersey with the cream pants. Phenomenal, bro.
I
Phenomenal.
I agree. When I think of Cleveland, I think of the letters, CLE. When I think of Pittsburgh, I do not think the letters PGH. So
Yeah. Let's see. Welcome, guys, to part two of our episode 10 recording. We're gonna continue the deep dive with the City Connect jerseys, and we always want to hear your thoughts on your opinion and your feedback. So make sure to comment, follow, share, subscribe, so you can see more content and more news. So, Calvin, continuing the City Connect jerseys, we have the Kansas City Royals over here. How do you feel about these jerseys?
super clean. I think it looks really good in their home stadium in Kaufman Park. I love Kaufman Park in general.
Yeah.
I think it looks very royal-ish. Can't go wrong with that color scheme. I like the blue and I like the navy blue and I like the baby blue. I like when it looks on the way it looks on Bobby Wood Jr. I feel it looks super clean on athletes like that. I'm a big fan of these jerseys. I love the logo of the KC, how it looks. Um,
Yeah.
I think all in all, I think it was a really good thing. I wish they added a little bit of gold because they are the Kansas City Royals.
True.
Um, or maybe think outside the box, maybe pay homage to, the Kansas City Chiefs that are right across the street. Do a little bit of like, red and yellow. I think that might have been too much of a drastic change, but I think that would have been cool nonetheless. But I like the jersey, but I think with this one, honestly speaking, I think it was a hit. Super clean.
I also like their actual like rebrand with the color with the uniforms too. The new ones that they have. Um,
Let me ask you a separate question. This is gonna be a hot take for you all.
yeah.
Uh, how do you feel about short sleeve jerseys?
Mm. Like how the Reds had it, how the Rockies had it, how the
Kansas
D-backs
City
had
had it
it.
too.
KC, yeah, KC had it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't hate them and I don't love them. I feel like it just looks unique to the teams that had them. Um, like the Rockies joints is fire with the sleeves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the Marlins had it too back then. I feel like
Uh,
they had it, bro, with the teal t-shirt on.
yeah, I think they did. Yeah, I think they did. I
I'm
like
okay.
it. I'm a big fan of short sleeve jerseys. I feel like they should actually bring those back. I would even take it one step further. I wouldn't knock it if if they did the short sleeve jerseys with like tank shirts underneath. Like show the guns is what I'm trying to say. I don't think that would be such a bad idea. I mean, think about it. You're playing baseball in the middle of the summer. If anything, that would be pretty cool. That's very different. You're wearing all these thick baseball jerseys, so why not think outside the box and think of like, vest type jerseys? I think that look really cool. What shouldn't come back is shorts. Don't do shorts.
Who did that? Wasn't it the White Sox, right?
The white,
With
the
the
White
navy blue
Sox.
shorts. I think the Pirates
Yeah,
did them too. I think at some point.
the Pirates did them too. Yeah, I
Not a fan
think
of
that should
shorts.
stay
Not a fan of shorts.
for softball only. For your beer league, softball, baseball, whatever, cool, but not in baseball. Because I'm not a fan of rocking like long socks with shorts. I know we used to do it like back in the day when we were younger and we were kids. Um,
The little
but it's
poop.
just something about that nowadays. I'm not a big fan of it, but we'd love to listen to your opinions. So make sure that you guys write them down in the comments below. Uh, but short sleeve jerseys, I'm a big fan of them. Like I honestly think that if the Yankees did one like that, like Roger Maris, Mickey Mantle type short, that it's like right at the shoulder, I
Oh, because
think that look.
it was a little curve. It was like between like the full sleeve and then like the no sleeve. It was like right here, kind of. I remember we.
Yeah, in the 1960s, and I think that looked really, really good, and I think they should definitely bring that back. And also, like we want to see these guys with their tattoos and the different ways that they express themselves. I like to see that. As a tattoo enthusiast like myself, like I tend to like have a good eye when it comes to that. Mind you, back in the day, you couldn't even expose your tattoos.
Where in
So
baseball or in
in baseball, you had to cover up your tattoos. That's why
oh
you had
really?
pictures. Yeah, that's why you had pictures like AJ Burnett. At some point, he could have only wear long sleeve when he pitched.
Oh
Who was
wow.
another one? Irving Santana back in the day. For those that remember, I'm really showing my age right now. But Irving Santana, for example, always pitched with long sleeves because they did not allow him to show off his tattoos. The restrictions have lifted a little bit off of that.
Yeah.
I remember there was a catcher. I think it might have been Russell Martin who he had forearm tattoos. I think it was either him or Mike Napoli, but they purposely wore forearm bands to cover the tattoos. So
Hmm.
I just feel like, to revamp a little bit, play around with it. I think short sleeve jerseys should be the way to go. And to take it one step further, don't rock any sleeves underneath. Show the guns. Why not?
Shout out Irvin Santana. He follows me on Twitter, so salute to you, man.
Oh, really? Yeah. I got I got Jose Bautista following me on Twitter.
Yo,
You
Joey
too?
back?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joey
bro.
Bats.
Yeah,
Shout out
bro.
to Jose Bautista for following me on Twitter, following us on Twitter. Shout out to him.
Yeah,
Love
Joey
is
Bad,
love.
Irvin. I got one more, but I'm not too proud of this one, but it's pretty cool. Jose Canseco follows me on Twitter.
He's a troll. I like that. I fuck with that. I'm down with that.
That's
Uh,
interesting.
I'm down
Uh,
with that.
yeah, that's funny. So next we got the Motor City Detroit Tigers jersey. It seems like their style they included like the tires of like the Motor City, Goodyear.
Hmm.
But again, it's just plain what black, bro. It's black with blue on the side. Like there's a lot of jerseys that already have black, that have blue. I don't know. And the only upside that I give them is that it looks different than their jerseys because I actually hate the Tigers jerseys. I hate everything about their branding.
I agree. I agree.
Colors, bro, it's just a very dry, like their road jerseys. I actually like them more than the whites because at least it says Detroit and it has the orange and blue undertone. And I feel like, damn, like you have a tiger in Comerica Park. Why not tie that in more to your branding? To you know what I mean? I don't know.
I
That's
mean,
what
they
I.
did. They also have the Chevy sign there too. So I guess they're paying homage to whatever, I like the jerseys. I think they look super clean. I think it's very, very different. The reason why I like this jersey is because I despise their home uniforms. I think that looks
Oh
very, very
yeah.
old school and plain Jane. I hate it.
Oh,
Um, Fun fact, I don't know why, but in my little league days, I was always on the team with the jerseys I hate the most.
Oh, me too, bro. I hated that.
Really? It's funny how that works out.
A lot of
But
times, yeah.
I remember I had like a Detroit Tigers uniform and I hated that thing.
The white.
Yeah, it was the white. And I hated that. I think it was very plain Jane. So I'm not a big fan of the Tigers uniform at all. So I do give props for this jersey. I think it looks solid, but I do believe that the reason why it's solid is just because we hate their other jerseys so much that we kind of like we have to give them this one, you know?
And like off topic, talking in jerseys right now. Have you ever played baseball or softball with a jersey that resembles your favorite team? So any variations of a Yankee jersey, have you ever played with in Little League?
I did, yo, actually, yeah. I did. I was on the team that was the Yankees. We had a navy blue top uniform, which I thought was super clean. The good thing about it is that I played on like travel teams that we had like pinstripes already, so I was able to recycle the pinstripes and wear that. So I think that was super clean. I rocked the number 2 just like Jeter.
Wow.
But if I'm not mistaken, I think that was like the only jersey in my childhood that I think was tied to one of my favorite teams. I think it was always on like these random uniforms, bro. Like I remember I was on a green Diamondbacks team.
Oh
It
wow.
had the Diamondbacks logo and it was green. And then there was another team where I had it was literally right when the Houston Astros changed their jerseys to navy blue and orange,
Yeah.
but I had the Astro uniform that it was burgundy.
Mm.
So I thought that was like super. I think that's when I first met you. So I thought that was very clean, but like I said, I think we were always on teams that we weren't really fan of the jerseys.
Like I've never recalled being on the team that I had like a Mets type of jersey, you know. And then it's like I see my other opponents having them, like, damn. So it kind of gave me a little more motivation to beat them because I'm like, damn, I want those jerseys, you know.
Yeah.
Another
I,
fun fact too, before we continue, like, do you feel like numbers matter to you when you was little? Like, let's say you play travel ball or you're in a team, and you know how they have like that first day
uh,
where jerseys are being like distributed. Did you have a reason to pick a specific number? Like, was that something in your mind?
Good question. I'm gonna say I think I'm good. I think we've all been guilty of that at some point in our lives, but I will say that I learned to just let it go and not respect my not give a fuck, to be honest. And the reason why is because I was always one of the smallest guys on the team, so I always had a smaller number. Um, there was like a span in my life early on that I always had the number 6, and I don't know why. No ties to the number 6 at all. So that was always given to me, and then it would go from like the number, and then I think while everybody else hit puberty, I kind of stayed behind. So I was stuck with the number 1 for a while.
I don't
And then
like
number
numbers.
like one or one, two. So I'm gonna be guilty. I'm gonna say that early on I cared, but very quickly I tend to not really care because it's the player that makes the player, not the number. Um, I will say, on the contrary, as I got older and I'm playing on softball teams now, the numbers do mean a lot to me. More of a significant meaning in my life. Like I wear the number 23, and I tend to do that for my confidence on purpose.
Like,
I think that me wearing the number 23 gives me the utmost confidence. And I tie it to Jordan, who's my favorite athlete of all time. And if it's not the number 23, it's number 3 because A-Rod was my favorite player and my last name is Rodriguez. So number 3 to me is always like a number that I'm always trying to get. But as I got older, I tend to care because it was a choice at that point. I think that once the choice was taken away, it was kind of like whatever you got, you got. I didn't really care when I was younger, and I'm sorry to wrap this up so that I'm chatting. But when I was younger and I had the choice to pick a number, I always chose the number 42 because I knew that if I make it to the major leagues, I was never gonna wear that number. So I was like, let me get it out the way now. Wishful thinking.
that's a way to look at it.
What about
For
you?
me, for me, I would say I agree. I did hate jerseys that were like number sequence based on size because that kind of limits like the choice of the player. Like let's say number 1 is typically a small, whereas number 15 is like a large or extra large. It kind of defeats like the personality aspect of a player. But I did care. I would admit I did care when I was younger. I care now. I always loved if I had a chance to get number 5 because one, my birthday month is in May. My favorite player, one of my favorite players growing up was David Wright, and I'm a Mets fan. So I'm like, the jersey looked great on him. So every time I wore it, I'm like, damn, like it looks great on me. I played third base, I played some shortstop. So it kind of embodied me. Like I used to like number 7 sometimes too because of Jose Reyes. So I did personalize certain numbers to certain like idols that I looked up to when I was in my baseball playing days when I was younger. Um, like I've grown to appreciate 24, like Cano. 13 was pretty dope. A-Rod, you can never go wrong with A-Rod's number. Um, yeah, that's what I care. Now I wear number 6 in softball. I don't really love it. I prefer number 5, but number 5 was taken already. And the only upside is that I look at number 6 as LeBron. So that's just how I look at it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, man, you're a great softball player in itself. So at the same time, you're paid in your own way. So this is a good question. So we would love to hear your opinions down in the comments. Did you have a favorite number growing up that you wanted to tie it to one of your jerseys in Little League? Is that something that you continuously do now? We would love to hear your opinions on it. Share your story. We might share it at a future episode. You never know.
So as we continue, we're gonna go with the South Chicago White Sox jersey. Me personally, this is probably one of my favorites. Honestly, this might be the best jersey in baseball.
Really?
It might be, bro. I feel like they nailed it with the pinstripes of the all black top and bottom. The South Side, I like the style and the font of the logo, bro. And the socks, the hat is different. It's a little different to the traditional hat. I like
Right.
it. What do you think?
I agree. I love it. I love the font where it says South Side. Even paying homage to the South Side. I love the fact that they have a subtle pinstripe feel into it. I think it looks good home or away. I think it looks good in US Cellular. I
It fits
think,
the
but
brand too.
I think you could put this in the nailed category for sure. Just because honestly, with this one, I feel like they did no wrong. It looks clean. Yes, the colors are a little bit basic, but when you have the likes of Chicago on the north side, and you have the Chicago White Sox on the south side, I just think that it goes pretty well.
And on top of that, I could resonate with more Southside than a Wrigley Field if it was up to me. So
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point, actually. I've heard more of Southside Chicago than I've ever heard of
yeah.
Wrigleyville, to
So
be honest.
for the culture, you feel me?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. It's clean. But I'm a big fan of black and white. That's the thing, bro. Uh, I'm not a color guy, and the reason why I'm not a color guy, and this is just my excuse, but I have dark features. Like my hair is black. My beard is black. Uh, I get that from my mom. So I feel like sometimes when I wear colors, the black features that I have tend to throw off the fit a little bit, which is why I'm always leaning towards darker colors. So a lot of these jerseys, like if you go back, like a lot of the colored ones, I'm not really a big fan of, but that's just who I am as a person. I love black. That's just my thing. So I try not to be a little bit biased, but at the end of the day, it does come out a little bit. So I'm just gonna throw that in there.
Next up, we got the Seattle Mariners jersey.
Ugh.
Um, you don't like them?
I'm disappointed in them.
Okay, talk about it. Why are you disappointed in them?
I don't like the top and bottom. I don't like the black and blue. I don't like the black and blue exactly. I think the top looks
I
amazing.
think the top is phenomenal, bro. The color,
Um yeah, I don't like the fact that they went with the black bottoms. I think they could have done something a little bit more different with the Mariners. Uh
you think they should have matched the top with the bottom with the pants?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah, right.
so.
Yeah.
I think they could have done. I would have loved to have seen a remix of this jersey, it being a color block kind of scheme. But to your point, like you said, a lot of these colorways are blue. Some form of fashion of blue.
Looks
With
pretty
these
similar to
jerseys,
the Phillies jerseys too, in a sense.
yeah, exactly. And I understand that this pays homages, to like, the older style type of thing. Um, I like it. I like the blue and yellow color scheme. I just think that the pants really throw it off a little bit. I love the socks. Shout out to
Yeah.
the socks. We don't really get into the socks a lot. I like the socks a lot.
Yeah.
I just don't like the black pants. I feel like that threw it off, which is why I'm just gonna put these in a solid category because I feel like they missed it. Just
I,
missed it.
I feel like what they could have also done to nail it too. Maybe the Mariners they have like what's the trident, the little stick that they use like Aquaman and stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
incorporate it in the jersey. Maybe have the trident on the side next to a letter and have it all the way down to the pants from the top of the jersey, like conjoined as like a one piece. That's fine. Maybe.
Uh, I think this could have been one of those uniforms where they could have remixed the colors a little bit and have this more of a throwback. And if you look at the Seattle Kraken, they have like that teal with the red. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of Seattle is very fish based, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like I think they have like a tradition at the stadium where they be tossing fishes and stuff like that. Like if they were to be able to remix this into like more of a Mariners, I understand why the teal really does tie to Mariners and not much to City. But if they could have revamped this a little bit and make it more of a Mariner style, I think it would have looked really nice, especially with the trident, paying homages to the fishes and to the fish culture out there. I think they could have done better with that, my personal opinion. So I think solid is definitely where it's at. They just missed it. They just missed the hit.
Then we got one of your arch nemesis teams, the Houston Astros, aka the Trash Cans, aka the two-time champion. So not gonna lie, before we get into these jerseys, I'm not gonna lie, the Astros have had a lot of different colors in the history of the brand, like a lot of different variations of brands. They have some nice jerseys that they've had some really ugly jerseys. Like them jerseys in the 80s was awful, but now you look at
Yeah.
it, you might appreciate it. Like the you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And that was actually gonna be my point. Um, I'm glad or I'm relieved to hear. All right, let me put
Jeez.
this out here. I hate the Astros. I'm not gonna hide it from anybody. If anybody wants to smoke, I hate the Astros. Shout out to Houston. I love the city of Houston. I hate the Astros. Um, I it's just I'm relieved to see that they did not go with that. If you look at that picture of I think it's JP Richards on the left.
I think that's his name, yeah.
I despise that jersey. I think it looks really, really ugly.
Tacky.
It looks very, very tacky. It looks very in the past, very 70s, 80s. So I'm glad and relieved to see that they did not go with that pattern. I will say, I hate the Astros. I'm gonna say it again. I hate the Astros, but I love this jersey. I love it. It's one of my favorites, and I hate to admit that, but it's the truth. They tie it to NASA so well with the subtle details. Space City, exactly. It's so good, so clean. I would not have assumed that navy blue and orange would go together in this jersey, but the font that they use has been phenomenal. The subtle details on it looks phenomenal. I'm not a big fan of the socks, but it does tie very, very well. I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of it. I think they nailed it, bro.
I like everything but the socks, personally.
Which is optional. You can wear your
Yeah.
pants low, you know? Um,
I like their logo in their hat with the little it ties in a lot with NASA. So that's really dope. Um see,
where would you
whatever.
categorize them? I say nailed it. I don't want to sound like I'm already hating
You
on
think
them,
so?
but
Okay.
yeah.
I'll put hit just because I don't love them. I'll put hit.
Okay.
It's
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
Uh, sorry, Astros fans. I know you guys are probably not watching this podcast anyway, because it is Yankees and Mets. But I tried for y'all. If that matters for anything, I still hate y'all though.
And we got the other side of town, the Texas Rangers. How you feel about these?
I love the color scheme. I love the color scheme. I wish they did more with the logos on the chest. That's my
Yeah,
only negative take on it.
yeah,
Um I think the font on the back looks really, really good. Um I just the front to me looks a little bit plain Jane, but it ties it all together really well. I think they took a risk with having a cream top and navy blue pants.
yeah.
I think it looks clean. Honestly speaking, I think it looks really, really good. I can definitely see myself rocking this for a fit. Um, not a big fan of the hat, but I am a fan of the color. How about you?
I like that the top is cream, the bottom is navy blue. I do agree they could have done more with at least the chest area. Again, this is me. I'm just not a fan of chest logo jerseys. The number looks a little odd in the front because it's like parallel with the logo,
Yeah,
but
I agree. I
they
agree.
tried. They tried. It's definitely not the worst jersey. So
Yeah, no, that's I will put them in the. I think it's solid.
yeah, it's solid. And then to finish off, we have the Los Angeles Angels, the Trouts team.
Trout's team, yeah. I love these jerseys. I'm gonna put these in the nailed category. The reason why is because I feel like even though it's very similar to their regular uniforms, it does remix a little bit into more of a LA feel, surfer vibes. I think it looks great in their home ballpark. This is one of the few examples where you can mimic the same color scheme as the team and
Yeah,
remix the jerseys to represent the city very well. I think they did a really good job with this one. It gives me surfer vibes. I love it. I think it looks really clean. I think that the way they put the angels on it looks really good. I like it, and I think it looks good on all of the players also.
I agree. I mean, I'm just a fan of off white and cream undertones, so I just love that. I like the idea that they changed the lettering in Angels too. I love the two tone hat, and then see Mike Trout and Otani in the past rock those jerseys was phenomenal. I have no complaints with those jerseys. I think they're among the best, as you can see we have in the nailed it category. So to finish off, I'm gonna ask you two questions.
And I also have a question for you too.
Right. So out of all of these jerseys, which one you think is the worst that you would hate to wear if you was a baseball player?
I would hate to wear it's a tie. It's a tie between Pittsburgh and the Marlins. Um
Okay.
I like I said, I'm not a color guy.
Okay.
Um I feel like if you were to give me the Dodgers one, cool. I think I could make it work.
Which one?
Um, the
Philly one?
splattered colored one, yeah, the newer one that they got. I'm familiar with that material, so I'm already adapted to it. My high school team was very similar to the Giants one. Shout out to G Dubs. Um, but I feel like if you were to give me any of these jerseys for Christmas, I'm gonna go ahead and return it. I'm never rocking that thing. That's the way I look at it. What about you?
For me, I think the Giants or the Dodgers are a no-go for me. The Dodgers, the confetti Dodgers.
I agree. I agree. I could definitely see
Or
why.
or if I had another choice, also the Brook, where I would hate to wear those. I just don't like them at all.
Is it because you don't like the softball team?
Nah, 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 nah.
I'm
I just
kidding.
don't like. I just literally, I just don't like the jersey.
I I wish they can change the bottoms. I think if they remix the bottoms a little bit, it look a little clean. But again, I'm in love with the fact of the old gold uniforms, and I think that definitely deserves to come back.
And if you guys need a refresher, we're talking about these jerseys right now.
Yeah. It just looks so clean, dude. I feel like it's a timeless jersey. Yeah, that looks
Bro,
nice.
these, bro, these are sick.
Yeah, those are real, real nice, dude. I love those.
Sick.
Um, I feel like this is a jersey that has to stay like that cotton type of color
Yeah,
because MLB would do the mistake and make these jerseys like a shiny material. Like you know how like the Miami Heat had like that shiny black feel?
yeah.
I feel like they'll try it with these. And it's like, no, keep it the way it is. Keep it the way it is.
Kind of miss this
I,
hat too. The M.
Yeah, for sure. The Brewers have had good colorways. This is something you could slap it on the mascot, for example, and it looks super clean with it. Uh, I like these, man. I like these. What was another question that you wanted to ask?
My next question is, which are your two favorite jerseys if you had to wear them? If you was a baseball player, out of all of these, which one are the two jerseys you would love to wear?
Arizona Diamondbacks jumps off the page to me. I love the Arizona Diamondbacks. I think it's because it looks so different and it's not black like the way I like it. I think it looks very, very clean. Um, it just goes. That's a beautiful jersey. My second favorite one on that list, I do got to revert back to my roots, and I will say Cincinnati because even though it's a very simple jersey, very simple color scheme,
Black.
man, every time I wear Ellie De La Cruz, every time I see Ellie De La Cruz rock that jersey, I'm like, nah, I gotta get one, dude. Like it looks nice.
Yeah.
Um, and honestly, close second, close second. This is a hot take. The Padres uniform really grew on me, bro. What about you?
I feel like the Guardians jersey. I think that's probably one of my favorites. I think I would want to wear that. Like, I just love it, man. They just plays with the tradition so well. Hot take, hot take. I still wish you had the Indians logo.
The
But
Wahoo, me too. Me too. It's
I
a
know
hot take,
it's
but the
hot.
logo was fire.
Logo, I get why some people will feel offended by it, and I understand the society we live in now. But damn, man, those jerseys, I feel like they were made phenomenal. With just with the Indian and the color scheme. I don't know. I just love it.
Yeah,
And
no, I love the Chef Wahoo one. I love the fitted. Love the fitted to this day. One of my favorite fitteds of all time. Um, it is what it is, man. I know it sucked. I just don't like the fact that they went from the Indians to the Guardians. Like I
yeah,
get from a marketing perspective, it's probably cheaper to go with the Guardians.
yeah.
But I mean the name Guardians. The hell?
And then my other choice, it would be between the Padres and hot take the Blue Jays.
Oh yeah, the Blue Jays. I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
Uh
that would be tough.
The Blue Jays is nice. I'm not gonna lie.
And it fits with the stadium, and it has like that glowy effect. You know what I mean? Like that shiny effect in a sense.
Yeah, no, it was very nice. You could tell they put a lot of thought into it. Um, My question to you is, how do you feel about two-tone hats and helmets? Like if you look at the Cleveland Guardians hat, like it has like the white front, but the rest of it is navy blue. I think the Colorado Rockies has it also like that. How do you feel about hats and helmets being that way?
I'm a fan of it. The Orioles have one of the best two-tone hats and helmet collections
Oh,
of
that's
all.
classic. Yeah.
So I can never go wrong with that. I'm actually a fan of that. If more teams were in MLB The Show, I created my own custom jerseys in tribute to my alma mater, Buffalo State, and I've designed my hats and my helmet a two tone. So I just like that. Any color variation, I'm a fan of, and if it's a two tone, I'm a fan of it. How about you?
I'm not too much of a big fan on the white two-tone. White two-tone. All right, here's the thing. A lot of the two-tones have white.
Yeah,
Maybe if you come across a different color, maybe if you try to blend it a little bit, like maybe turn it into like a gradient type hat where it fades from like light to dark. I like that help like that alone is classic to me.
yeah.
But I feel like others that try to mimic it, I don't feel like it goes that well. Um, I'm curious to know. I just feel like MLB could do a little bit better when it comes down to the fitteds. Shout out to Poland Caps. I know that he's out here doing his thing. I know that's your boy. Um, I'm curious to know if they were to give the platforms for designers like that to design fitteds on occasion. I think that look really, really cool. Two-tone hats. I feel like I don't know. I'm not a big fan of them, but like I said, it's just more about the white. I don't like the white. I've been a victim of having two-tone hats in my career in a collegiate level, for example. And I kid you not, bro, like it gets dirty. You can't really wash it. Um, I was a shortstop in college. I transitioned to pitching. And I felt like I looked ridiculous on the mound with my hat having pine tar on it, and I'm a pitcher. Like, like it was just different. That's just my take on it.
Well, guys, thank you for showing up and watching our episode. This is episode 10. This is a fun episode where we discuss and break down City Connect jerseys. Thank you for your time. I had a pleasure. I had fun having this conversation with you. This is very fun. And be sure, we're gonna do this again sometime soon, likely with a stadiums ranking and other ways to make this more interactive and fun for our audience. Any last words from you, Kevin?
Just thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe to all of our content. Go ahead and support us. Like I said, this is now episode 10. We're gonna have a lot more fun content coming from you guys. And yeah, you guys go ahead and share, subscribe, the comment. Make sure that you guys email us too at 300clubpodcast@gmail.com in case you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, opinions. We would love to hear about it, and we would love to actually have a little bit more of a lot of interaction with you guys. We want to be able to interact with you guys, ask you guys some questions, share them on our next episodes and stuff like that as we continue to grow. We do have some projects in the works. We don't want to say what they are yet, but more content is coming soon from Encoded Media. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Other than that, peace.
Peace.